Today, we often hear about forensic science being used to solve crimes. A lot of criminals may have avoided the police if they hadn't left fingerprints or DNA evidence at the scenes of their crimes. But now we know more about forensic science from fictional television shows than from factual news reports, and one show more than any other might be responsible for this. The American crime drama CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. Dr. Lindsay Steenberg is writing a book about forensic science in popular culture.
So CSI starts in 2000. The original series is called CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, and it is about a group of people solving crimes in Las Vegas. It is so popular that it has 2 spin-off series. The first series is CSI Miami, and the second, which follows several years later, is CSI New York.
The 3 shows were shown in over 200 countries to a global audience of around 2 billion people. But the forensic science craze on television isn't actually new.
Sherlock Holmes is always doing experiments in his house. He's always referring to all the books that he's written about footprints or cigar ashes, and he uses that knowledge to help him solve the crimes at hand. Now, that is very similar to what happens in the laboratories at CSI. What has perhaps changed a little bit is what's going on in the development of science. So with the discovery of DNA, for example, now we have a different procedure.
Generally, every CSI episode has the same structure. There's a crime. The crime scene investigators examine the scene, collect evidence, and take it back to their laboratory. They test the evidence, and it will show who committed the crime. This person will then be arrested, and they will confess. So, why does Dr. Steenberg think these stories are so popular?
I think CSI really convinced us that in a world that is increasingly frightening, where answers aren't clear, where we're not sure who to trust, we can always trust science. They really show science as being able to tell us the absolute truth. Now, science isn't really like it is on television, and I think everybody who watches TV knows that. But it would be really nice if it was. I think what we want is a system like the science on television that can tell us truth, that can tell us who's good, who's bad, and I think that's why it's so popular.